Yeah, okay. No, I
It
think
has
let's just wait. I mean, there is no order, man. I mean, you are the boss.
right now you can see on the top of the screen is recording. So now it started.
Yeah.
So
So
we,
I'm going to give it about the time is about 6:10 right now. Let us give about 5 more minutes before we start, right?
Five more minutes before recording. That's
The
what at least I
five more
understand.
minutes. Let us give it some time for some people to come in. I don't know what happened. I think again, what happens is either it is a boom or a bust. Let's not just wait too long.
Yeah.
Today, I'm very, very thankful that Malathi auntie, Malathi Muthuswami, auntie is going to be with us.
Thank
If you
you.
remember, Uncle Muthuswami uncle was our interviewee last week, and this is a continuation. This is a two-part series, and we've been doing the two-part series for quite some time now. Auntie was born in Hyderabad, India in 1940, and she grew up in Melatur, which is famous for its Bhagavata Mela all over the world. Until she was 10, she lived there. She moved to Tanjavur for higher education. She learned music from Kodathur brothers, Ramaya Ganeshan. Finished her SSLC, and then since then she got she got married, and then she continued music learning with Maruthuva Kudi Rajagopala Iyer, and later from V.R. Krishnan, disciple of Chamangudi Srinivasa. Rukmini Rajagopalan, who was her aunt from her in-laws side, started a group called Gananjali, and they sang morning sessions in the music academy. And the Krishnagana Sabha secretary Yagnaraman, they gave a full-fledged program. He requested for a full-fledged program for 2 hours. They started with that and went on to perform in many sabhas. They sang in the Music Academy on the first day of the series in December, which was broadcast by AIR, which is All India Radio. This is published with a photo in the Music Academy 50-year history book, which was released a few years ago. She was an organizer of the children's club that was run by her in-laws. She wanted to buy land for this, and they had to stage a few dramas to collect funds. This was before GoFundMe. And she used to play the lead lady role in them. And Mr. Cho Ramasamy, some of you might be familiar with Mr. Cho Ramasamy, one of the fantastic playwrights, artist, drama artist, and I mean, great writer, great critic, satirist. Mr. Cho Ramasamy, Mr. YG Parthasarathi, once again, a very big institution. His son YG Mahendran has staged several shows, and YG Parthasarathi was one of the first people that brought that whole drama format to Tamil stage. So they were both used to direct the plays that Auntie used to act in, and or rather Auntie used to kind of put together. They staged a Mithila Vilas drama in Krishnagana Sabha. She was the leading lady role, and Sanjay Subramaniam, the great singer, his dad played the hero in that performance. She staged many shows, leading several cinema stars, including Padmini Ragini. I don't know how many of you know Padmini and Ragini.
Yeah.
Padmini and Ragini
I know.
Padmini and Ragini were very famous dancers. Padmini, Ragini, Lalita were three sisters. And, they learned to dance. They were all excellent dancers. So they acted. In fact, there was a movie, which is one of my favorite movies, called Kalpana in Hindi, of course, Kalpana. In that, there is a song, Manade and Muhammad Rafi sing, Tu Hai Mera Prem Devta. So the two people which is a dance contest. It's an amazing song, Tu Hai Mera Prem Devta and Raga Lalit. And,
is that the movie done by Vasan?
I think it's Vasan's movie, yes.
Yeah.
So that song is in Raga Lalit, actually. It's a very, very famous song. And Padmini Ragini dance in that. And Padmini Ragini have, they are also Vaduvur style dancers. one of the biggest schools in India in dance is Vazhur style. In fact, one of the best schools, I would say. I'm very biased. I'm a very big fan of Vazhur style.
Yeah,
Which is,
Madhu is Vazhur style only.
yeah, I know. That's how I got to know her.
Yeah, okay.
And then Shivaji Ganeshan, who's is kind of thespian actor, amazing man, acted so many movies. And Shivaji Ganeshan is kind of the equivalent of Dilip Kumar in Hindi films. And he acted. In fact, those people involving, they were all chief guests, and they supported this. Gemini Ganeshan, one of his, I think his second wife, Savitri, Chandrababu, and many others. They also had very famous playback singers like Usha Uttup and P.B. Srinivas. I mean, those of you who have heard P.B. Srinivas is just an amazing voice the man has.
Yeah.
Then MGR presided over the program. Her daughter, Madhushri Seturaman, who is possibly one of the best dancers and dance teachers in all of United States here and possibly in the world. She was born and auntie's life revolved around Madhushri, and she started learning dance from one of the phenomenal Vazhur style dancers by the name of Kamala Lakshman. I mean, those of you might know she was married to R.K. Lakshman. Is also an amazing dancer by herself, and most of all, what I remember is her forthright wit and her utmost candor. She used to speak in utmost candor. I mean, she would never whitewash anything. She would basically hand it out like the way it is. And that's where Madhushri learned. And then they played leading roles in dance dramas and Krishna Gana Sabha, Indian Music Academy. Music Academy, for those of you who have not heard of it, in Chennai, it's one of the premier institution. All these places, Krishna Gana Sabha, Indian Fine Arts, Music Academy, they're all the fine sabhas where a lot of artists aspire to actually get there one time in their life. They want to be able to perform their singing or dancing. So singing, especially in the Margari season in December, a lot of people actually aspire to be on that stage. So it's a very prestigious stage, and that's where Madhushri has performed, and Auntie used to support. They used to have very short times for performance, and they would take all the dancers to their house and coach them and give practice and to be ready for the performance. She has traveled all over to Bombay, to Madurai, to Trichy. Uncle told us last week that he has actually taken her long distance across states on a motorcycle. So that is the highlight. And of course, this is a very illustrious family. Uncle had his Rangetram last, I think 10 days ago on a Sunday, on the 14th of June, which is a Carnatic music Rangetram, which is pretty taxing actually. And he did it at the age of 91. And Auntie, for as long as I have known her, I don't know her that well, but I have talked to her briefly. She is an ocean of knowledge in both music and dance. She has been around with some of them. I mean, her pedigree, I just read you her resume, her bio. She has been around some of the finest people who are actors, who are singers, who are dancers. So it's only natural that, you know, she has imbibed a lot of those, and plus, of course, her own individual grit and character and her own perseverance. She has learned all these things. So I am very. And she just turned 80. So I would like to, first of all, congratulate her. Congratulations, Auntie, on turning 80.
Yeah.
And all of us are very pleased that you are here with us. We really enjoy doing this series, and we are very happy that you have consented to being one of the people that would be interviewed under this series. I really, you know, and I think the one of the alums here of this interview group circuit is here with us. That is Kumud Vaidya, Auntie, who is again, she came and talked a lot about her life from Pune. So since we have the audience is very small, I would like to have a brief introduction of all the audience right here. My name is Shivakumar. I am a professor at the University of Oklahoma. I am the director of the School of Industrial and Systems Engineering. I teach aerospace and mechanical engineering. and industrial and systems engineering. So I have been here in Oklahoma for 32 years. And my biggest qualification is that I'm good friends with Ramesh and Vani, and Sridhar and Vasanti, and Chitra and Venkat. And I'm a nephew of Sita Mami. This is my qualification. And we are very good friends with Kumuda auntie and Shamla auntie. Here we are good friends with, I can't say friends, right? I'm much senior to Angela and Anil, but these are two people who are very dedicated people who have arranged so many different things for the India Association. And we thought that this series is their brainchild, and we just are trying to continue in that way. So, okay, now I would like Kumuda auntie to say a couple things, and everybody can talk a minute or so. You have to take yourself out of mute, auntie. You are on mute. Yeah.
I came to United States in 1965 after getting married, and we moved all different states, and finally we landed in Oklahoma. After that, we practiced for almost 30 years in small town here in Oklahoma. And now I live in the retirement home. And auntie, I have a news for you. I am older than you.
Congratulations. Namaskaram, namaskaram. I want your blessings.
So, Shamla ji?
I just turned 81.
Oh, just 1 year.
And by the way, Kumuda auntie is also a very good singer.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a very, very good singer. She sings, of course, she sings old Indian film music, and she also sings some semi-classical songs from older times. She's an amazing singer.
Most of the songs which I grew up with was late 40s, 50s, and mid 60s. And I like those songs. New songs, very few songs have a really bass. Recently, I came across one song by Kishori Amankar, not just one, few, from movie Drishti. And I was going to Shiva, I was going to forward that to you. But
Absolutely.
I just missed it. But the movie is Drishti and Kishori Amankar, very good songs.
Right. For those of you, I lived in Maharashtra. I lived in Sangli. So it is very, for me, it is very, very special to listen to Marathi songs. And Shamla auntie is here. Would you like to, Shamla ji, would you like to say something?
Well, we came in 66 to Oklahoma, to Maryland. And from there in 69, we moved to Oklahoma City. Since then, we have lived in Oklahoma City for all this time. Our specialty is we have lived in one house for 42 years. So
amazing.
That's
amazing.
yeah.
In America, it is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that is right.
And she is an engineer. She is one of the first
I'm a civil
woman
engineer
engineers.
I'm civil engineer by profession, but my husband's work time, the time given to work, did not allow me to also go out and seek my profession. So I have stayed home, brought up my children, and taken care of the household. So that's what I did. Afterwards, I went to college for several years, did some degrees in computer science and accounting and things like that. So
Kamala is Chupa Rustum. She is a good singer.
Yeah, I was going to say that. She's an amazing singer.
She's a good singer.
She's a classical singer.
Yeah, she is.
So, Sita auntie, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I came here in 2000 for good. I stay with my second daughter, Chitra, here. Yeah. And I know Malathi very well. She's a very good dancer. She's very good. She's multi-talented. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mami.
Sita auntie, for those of you who do not know her, she is a literature major. She loves poetry. You know, previously there was a time when she used to post a lot of poetry on Facebook, and Wordsworth and Rabindranath Tagore. If you remember, you used to post a lot of all those people. It is amazing that you know, and I know auntie for quite a while, and she's an amazing person.
Yeah.
And
Your dad is my cousin. Yeah.
right. So we will regale about that at some point later. But I think, yeah, when we interview you, we will do that. We will interview you. You're not off the hook yet. So, Uncle, would you like to say something? That is, Uncle?
Mohan.
Yeah.
Uncle என்ன சொல்றாருன்னு நினைச்சாதான் மனசு கஷ்டமா
சரி, அங்கிள்னு கூப்பிடல. நீங்க பேர் சொன்னீங்கன்னா நான் அங்கிள்னு கூப்பிடல. இல்ல சுபாஷ் டாட்னு கூப்பிடுறேன்.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I was just joking. Malathi is obviously my eldest sister. It's a family of 8 kids, of which more than eight lived for a long time together, and we lost a brother last year too. She's probably the most communicative, most affectionate, the one person who has gone through her life smiling all the time. She has phenomenal talent, despite the fact that she did not have so much of opportunities as her younger siblings did. All her achievements were done when she was with her in-laws. She continued to learn music, continued to learn, participate in dramas, act. She is a phenomenal person. You can see that she has aged so well. You won't believe that she is 80 years old, whereas you might think that I am 80 years old. So there is still some hair.
No.
Don't think that it is all bald. It might appear like that in Zoom, but there is still something, some trace of. But she has an amazing sense of humor, really, and great sense of music, and abundance of love for her siblings. I mean, that is special. I couldn't have asked for a better sister than her.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. You know, I would like to, in the interest of time, I'm going to speed through the introductions myself. Vasanthi is a very close friend. Vasanthi, Chitra, and Vani have been so very, instrumental in so many things for us, for me and Jayashree. Vasanthi is the first one that introduced me to Madhushree because her daughter's Arangetram is when we learned about Jayashree was a co MC on that show, and so Vasanthi is the one that introduced us to Madhushree. Of course, Vani, I'll always remember Vani as the person that introduced us to Mama's guru, who was also my son's guru, and Vani is a physician and a top-notch physician, and Ramesh is a man of multiple masters. I mean, you have heard of master of several traits. He is a master of several degrees. And Sridhar has always been one of my role models, who's Vasanthi's husband, other half. He was a classmate of mine. He's a PhD, one of the most brilliant people I have ever worked with. Not to cut Venkat short here. Venkat is another amazingly brilliant man. Venkat is Sita Mami's son-in-law, who was again my classmate. And Venkat and Chitra are again an amazing couple. Venkat is one of the most brilliant, naturally brilliant people that I have met. So the four of us know each other for about 35 years. We came to UT Arlington. We all got our masters there, or rather, Sridhar got his PhD there, and the three others of us got our masters there. Then, of course, there is Sridhar here, and then there is Angela and Jai Variatodi. Jay Variatodi is again, he is also secretary of the India Association. And then there is Anil Pillai, whom we introduced earlier. Okay, so I would like, right now, I know that this has been a long-winded process, but I would like to start with asking Mami about her. So the first question we have for Mami is, tell us about your early childhood and talk about music and dance in your life and your other interests.
Well, I should say that I had a wonderful childhood. That's why, I always tell Madhu, my self-confidence, in spite of so many other things in life, I didn't lose my self-confidence. That's because of my parents and my brothers and sisters. We had such a loving home. And, my father and my mother will always talk to us on equal terms. And there was no taboo topic in our house, no taboo topic. And we all used to sit together and eat from the same plate and all. The kind of love flowed and lot of laughter. My father and my mother, both of them are also, even now you can see my brother, plenty of laughter. That is the thing that is actually, which is making me, even now when I think of it, that is one of the most happiest memories in my life.
Just one small interruption.
Yes.
Though Malathi had such a happy childhood, one of the things she is known for in our family is that at the drop of her hat, she will sing Rama and cry.
Yeah. That Mami knows.
Yeah.
Sita Mami knows.
I know her.
Sita Mami is my friend because of her name also. Yeah.
Okay,
So music, actually, Madhu was born 9 years later than our marriage. So I had those 9 years. So I used to attend a lot of music concerts, lot of dance programs, lot of dramas. So, and attended almost all the weddings in Chennai. And of course, I was learning music side by side. And my aunt Rukmini Rajagopalan, who is actually great aunt to Sanjay Subramaniam. Sanjay Subramaniam is in a roundabout way related to us. Sanjay Subramaniam's grandfather and my mother-in-law were cousins.
Oh.
So they got married into the family. Yeah. So I was learning music from my mommy, and actually lot of my in-laws, whenever now I talk about my family, mostly I refer to my in-laws because they were so nice to me. They were so nice to me. I was a favorite to everybody. I had a wonderful life. And of course, I could sing. I can't imagine that I got a chance to sing in Music Academy for the opening day. So I had everything. Then I got the precious gift from God, Madhu. Then my life totally changed. I lived and lived for her. So everybody here knows me as Amama. I'm the universal Amama to all Madhu students and parents and everyone in the society actually. They all know me by the name Amama. So I'm happy. Hi.
Hi. This is one of my sons, Avinash.
I know.
Yeah.
I have met him.
Yeah.
Vasanti's house.
Yeah. So, one second. Okay. So, no, okay, I have a question on that, right? So, you went, did you first directly just walk up to say Kamala Lakshman? It's like saying, basically, it's like saying a Chamangudi Srinivasa Iyer, walking up to a Chamangudi Srinivasa Iyer. That's how walking up to a Kamala Lakshman and approaching her and saying, teach my daughter dance. How did that happen?
Yeah, actually, my cousin sister learned directly from Valvu Ramaya Pillai. I have attended Kamala's programs. There was an article by Kamala in Anandavidan saying that she is going to start teaching the children from the age of 5. It so happened Madhu was 5 years old at the time. So I went to her, and actually Madhu had learned from somebody else, and that is Swami Malai Rajaratnam Pillai. She learned up to Yatiswaram in 1 year. But he called me and told me that he will not do the Arangetram till she is 14. She was 4 years old. He said he will not. And those days, people were not allowed to perform on stage. So Madhu's passion was dance. For Vivid Bharati songs, for Tamil songs, for Carnatic songs, any song that plays in the radio, she will be dancing all the time. So I told him, why don't you come home and teach her and then we'll do the Arangetram. He said, no, you find some other teacher. So rightfully that time I read the article in Anandavadan and then went and saw her. She said, I'll see your daughter. I'll ask her to just show some of the steps and dance. And if I feel that she cannot be a dancer, your face, I will tell you, don't waste your money. I said, that's okay. Because if she says that she's not worth learning dance, then there is no point in my spending money. And I was also confident that she will not say that because of Madhu's ability. So we went there and she did Natvangam and asked her to do Alarip in a very fast speed. Immediately called Radha and told her, we have found the Krishna for our school now. And then she did her Arangetam when she was 8. Afterwards, for every program that Kamala was performing anywhere, Madhu was part of it. In fact, she even asked her to teach that those sisters, Bombay sisters, her daughter's name is Jayashree. She wanted her to teach Tilana when she was here. Then she moved here and she told me to go to Rajaratnam Pillai. I had to beg him to take Madhu because he said, Madhu is already well known as Kamala's student. So what do I gain by taking her as my student? I'm not going to get any fame or name or anything by taking her. But you have to do a lot of namaskar. Beg him. After 2 years or 3 years, he said, okay, I'll take her back. So she started learning from him. So I was with Madhu all the time because she was only 4 years old. So I was with her all the time. That is how I learned all the steps and everything because of my music. Yeah, that is how I learned the jatis in the talam. After all, it's in the talam format. So like music, I used to write down all the jatis. There were no recording, nothing. Those days, nothing was allowed. So I used to sit down and take notes and then come home and then give her the practice. That's how I also learned some dance.
That is so amazing. Actually, the Radha that you mentioned, is it Radha Ramanathan who lives in Calcutta?
No, Radha, Kamala's younger sister, Radha.
Younger sister, right? Radha. She is Radha Ramanathan. I think she lives in...
See, that Ramanathan was a secretary in Krishnan Sabha. He was a doctor.
Right.
She got married to him. She has a son. And then she left him and she was living in Chennai.
Her son is a good friend of mine. Kannan Ramanathan is his name. They live in
really? Yeah. Madhu, Kamala's son, Radha's son, they're all playmates. They used to play after the dance class is over.
Yeah. So, tell us about, other than dance, raising Madhu. She's the only child, right? Isn't she the only child?
The only child, yeah.
So tell us about your raising Madhu, your philosophy of raising children, and your involvement. I know that some of it I already read, but I'm saying in general about other things, right? Other than dance.
I don't know because probably because she's the only child. I don't know what. But I wanted her to shine very well and be a success in her life and be happy. Fortunately, she was able to learn dance and do well. She was able to sing well because from her husband, my husband's side also, all of them are good singers, all of them. So she has a good voice and she used to sing well also. I used to teach her music because no other teacher was available at the time. So I used to teach her music also. Whatever I taught her, she was a true artist. Even though she's my own child, I have to say it's a fact. So she used to grasp everything. And my husband started a business, plastic business in her name, Madhu Plast. So I used to take care of all. Yeah, I used to take care of the production and then material control and then making invoices, making accounts, keeping accounts, everything. I was involved in that business also. Then I took up LAC agency. So I was an agent for some time. No, till I came here, I was an agent. Then I did secretarial course and worked for a company. Then I did computer course and worked for Addison Paints. Once Madhu got married, she said, "You're not going to work anymore, just relax." So I just resigned my job in Addison Paints. And that's why, because for 10 years I was attending, every week there will be a dance program or a music program which we will attend. I will definitely go with my Rukmani Rajagopalan and a lot of people from our family. That's why I came to know all the musicians, all the dancers, everybody I came to know, and everybody knew me also because I was a constant figure in any performance. So that helped me, I think, in molding Madhu.
One of the things is that about the Nana Nani series is that there are a lot of parents, and they all have, they have their own philosophy, but they would always like to hear from others, especially people who are experienced and who have raised children, successful children. They would like to hear from you with regards to what is your typical advice to these people about raising children.
Anything that you do, you have to put in a lot of effort. Every day without fail, I will give Madhu her rehearsal. Morning 7 to 7:30 every day. Evening she might dance sometimes, but every day without fail she has to practice. So till I was able to do it. Once she grew up and she started going to Rajaratnam Pillai in her two-wheeler and all that, coming back, she will practice on her own. But otherwise, and I was very particular about her studies also. So I used to get involved in her studies. I used to get involved. As I told you, wherever I went with my husband or anywhere, I will always take her with me. I never left her alone. Because influence that you have at that age is very important. You have to meet the right people, be in the good company, and listen to good music. She used to come with me for Gita lectures. Wherever I went, she used to come with me. So she used to attend, we used to take notes. She used to come for Gita lectures with me. So she was always part and parcel of me. And because of my in-laws and my mother's side also, actually, S.S. Vasan, Gemini Studio Vasan, his daughter is my aunt, my mother's brother's wife. She lived next door to my house. So that influence was also there, I used to meet a lot of people, influential people and things like that. So life was good, I should say. Even though I had
that is really excellent, right? That's very, 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 very insightful, actually. So that involvement, that hard work that you did really paid off.
One thing, mother has to work hard to raise a good child. She is the person. Of course, we were 8 or 9 people. Those days were different. Neither my father nor my mother ever used to say, don't do this, don't do this. They never used to say. We just learnt everything by watching them. They led a life. My father was a Gandhi follower, so they led a very simple life. They were quite rich, but they led a very simple life, and they did a lot of charity. So all those things, I think, helped me.
That's really, really nice. So one of the things is that you were also you also had a career, right? So you also did production and, material control and,
Yeah, yeah.
and accounts and all that. So doing that and raising your child and also playing rather more than an equal part, I would assume, typically
Yeah.
doing so much at home. So doing all that, how does that balance work for you, or what is your suggestion?
Um, See, during the evening time, of course, the factory was at the back of our house. So I used to go there often and, see the production and things like that. But once evening, Madhu comes back from school, she'll be playing for some time. And then I'll sit with her and do the homework and give her the dance practice, take her to the dance class, all those things. And night, I will write the accounts. I'll write the accounts in the night. And you see, I lived with my in-laws for 20 years and we had a cook at home. All the 20 years we had cook. We had a car, we had a driver, we had we had all kinds of servants. So I didn't have any work to do as such, physical work. So I could devote all my time between the business and raising Madhu. And she was the only child also.
That's really
Yeah.
nice. So, your resume does say, your bio does say that, you came to the US in 2000.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Tell us about how did you make that transition? How did you think that, okay, now is the time for me to travel to the United States, give up everything I have worked for in India and go to move
No,
out?
actually, as I told you, I had resigned my job. Once Madhu got married, that was the condition that she put me. That she said, the once I get married, Amma, you are not going to work anymore. You should be free to travel anywhere and everywhere. So I resigned my job. And then I used to come, when she was in Iowa City, I used to visit her when Shilpa was a baby and all that. And even then I was involved in her dance career. Then at 20, she was worried because my husband used to fall sick very often. And she was worried about his health. And she said, I cannot be running around or coming to India all the time, if he falls sick and all that. So I would prefer you both to come. So I spoke to my son-in-law also, asked him whether it is okay for him, for us to come and live here with him. And he said yes. So we decided to come here, and I think I've been very happy here because Madhu is very busy with her art and I go with her to all the classes. So I keep here again, I keep her accounts, I do her bank work, I do her, whoever is coming, the attendance, everything. So I'm quite happy.
So that
And
is,
I have amazing friends. This I have to say. I have amazing friends here, through Madhu, my age group people, and then youngsters. And one thing I find in this country, everybody is very respectful to elders. Everybody. They are treated really well. So you don't feel that you are a burden to anybody. In India, I don't know now how it is, but earlier on, old people means, you don't get the kind of respect that you get here. So, and Shilpa was there, so I was involved with her also.
so I'm going to ask you questions about Shilpa specifically in a minute here.
Yeah.
But, I applaud you for making the transition from coming from India at such a late stage, right? In 2000.
Yeah, I had just completed 60 when I moved here.
So at that particular stage to make such a, I mean, I wouldn't say the word drastic, but I guess some major change, right? So my parents and a lot of parents are resistant to that. So the fact that you were able to do that speaks volumes. About your relationship with your daughter.
Actually, as I told you, Madhu was my life. So whether she is in US or India or anywhere, Timbuktu, if I'm with her, I'll be happy for one thing. Second thing, I'm quite busy here actually. There, because I was not working, I was living all alone. And I had, of course, my in-laws people were there, and I used to go to their house every day, chant, Sahasranamam and everything. And all of them, as I told you, are singers. And one of them is from Gananjali. She also lived his cousin, opposite house. So I used to go there. Whenever we all get together, we always sing. But apart from that, I didn't have anything else to do. But having come here, Shilpa was just, she was in the 4th grade and I came. So I was able to help her out and being helpful to Madhu. And of course, whenever I go to India, I used to go to India every year to see my parents. I visit a lot of temples. Those things I miss, even now. And you can just take an auto, taxi, or whatever it is. You can go wherever you want to. And everything is in your own hands. Here, that is not there. But you can't have everything in life.
That's true. That's very true. You know, so I'm going to actually talk to you about 2 topics mainly. One is your grooming, your help in grooming Arangetram candidates. That is one that is coming next. But first, I wanted to ask you about Shilpa. Shilpa is her granddaughter, again, only child of Madhushri. And she's a graduate from Stanford University, undergraduate, and an MBA from Wharton School. She has an MBA from Wharton. She's also a great dancer herself. And tell me your role in working with your granddaughter. It's a high privilege for granddaughters to be able to interface so closely with grandmothers.
Yeah, actually, I was brought up. We all lived together. My grandparents. We all lived together in Malathi. So I used to sleep with my grandmother and my grandfather. Even now, I can just visualize my grandfather. He used to tell us all stories, Panchadatram, this, that, everything he used to tell us. So I used to sleep with Shilpa, and I have told her, when she was 2.5 years old, she could narrate the entire Ramayana. So I used to give her, and I used to tell her any article that I read from Reader's Digest or newspaper or anything. Even today, I'm watching one program called Sangadam Tirkum Saniswara. So I was telling her what was happening. You learn, every day you learn something new, no? How Ganesha was born was explained today in that show. So I told her. So I always tell her. So she knows most of Mahabharatam stories, entire Ramayanam and all Panchatantra stories, everything I used to tell her. And then while she's practicing dance, I sit with her. I used to go to Padma Sonti's house with her because Madhu will be in her class. So I used to go with her for her dance class, like I was going for Madhu's class. I used to go with Shilpa for her class. During her first Arangetram, I took her away 1 month earlier. So I was giving her practice because Madhu had recorded everything. And I used to be very strict with her also, like I used to be with Madhu. She used to sometimes cry, say, Amma had only you to criticize her and correct her. But now both of you are criticizing me, both of you are correcting me. She used to cry like that. I used to tell her, Shilpa, look at it this way. Your mom had only me. Whereas you have 2 people who know something about the dance, who can give you ideas, who can correct you. If one person misses, the other person can give you the correction. So you should always think that you are a blessed person so that you have 2 people at home who can give you that practice, knowing something about the music and dance. So, I mean, once she left, of course, life became really empty.
But
that's
right
like,
now you are back together with her, right? Currently, or is she
yeah,
back?
she is with us now. Yeah, with her husband. Yeah, she is with us.
Padma's auntie, if I'm correct, isn't she a different style of dance?
She's Kuchipudi. You see,
Right.
what happened was when Shilpa was dancing with the group with Madhu, the children naturally they were learning. The Shilpa started dancing when she was 2 years old. So she will pick up faster. So in Iowa City, everybody wanted her to be in their group. But here, the parents didn't want Shilpa in their group because the children were feeling they were threatened by Shilpa's this presence. So I told Madhu, I in fact even suggested Madhu probably to send her to Aarti School of Dance because she should not stop dancing. But Shilpa said, if Bharatanatyam means I will only learn from my mother. So then I told her, teach her some other style of dance. So she, I mean, only Kuchipudi dancer was available at the time. So we put her in Kuchipudi.
So, in a sense, that the withdrawal, the void that you said that you have, how do you use that, channel that to help all the dancers that learn with Madhushri that you look at, you have a chance to.
I always stay with them. The unfortunate part, or fortunate part, whatever it is, I have to correct them if they make some mistake because there are 6, 7, 8 kids are there. I always point out the mistake somebody does. Earlier days, all the kids and their parents were okay with that. In fact, they liked it. They wanted me to be there. Later on, some of the kids, because the classes started taking place somewhere else, so we didn't have that personal contact anymore with the parents. So the children, probably some of them didn't want to be corrected by me. So I stopped. I go with her. I stay there. I read some slokam or whatever it is. I don't correct them. But some parents even now come and tell me, Auntie, I don't care about other students. I want you to keep an eye on my daughter. I want you to correct her also. So when they come and tell me, I do that. Otherwise, I just go and sit there and read some slokams and come back.
So, in the hierarchy of things, right? So Madhushri is at a very high level. In music, I'm familiar with music, how the hierarchy works, that you go to a first guru and then you progress to a next guru and so on. Like my sons learned with my wife, she taught them kritis and varnams and so on before they went to Deepa. So like that, is a staged process that do you work out these students from someplace else or?
For music?
For dance.
For dance.
For dance, is there
actually, Madhu does all the choreography. She teaches everything. I sit there and watch them. And whenever somebody is not able to get it, so I just go to them and tell them how to keep their hands and how to do it. I just show them. And if somebody makes a mistake, somehow or other, I'm able to catch that. So I immediately tell them, you're not doing the right thing, so this is how you should do. So they correct themselves. Some of the children, even now, they correct themselves. And
so
nowadays I listen to a lot of pravachanams for the last few years. Even when I was very young, even 17, 18, I used to listen to all Gita lectures and all that. Chinmaya, Dayananda Saraswati, all those lectures I have attended. So nowadays, that's what I do to keep myself occupied mentally. Because there is no physical work, Madhu does all the cooking because her maapla is there and daughter is there. So she wants to cook special items. So I just listen to all stories, talk to my friends. See, one thing is I have a big family and we are still very close, my brothers and sisters. So I call India every day and talk to one sister or brother or somebody. And we have a WhatsApp group, so we exchange messages.
So, Mama's Arangetram, did you have a very large role to play or sit with him on practice or something?
No, unfortunately or fortunately, uh, he used to think his brother was a very, very great singer. He was an IAS officer, but he didn't take music as this thing, but he was taught, I believe. So he used to listen to that and sing. So the teacher told him, why don't you also learn? But his parents felt that he didn't have that voice. So they didn't allow him to learn. So that was a sore point with him, that they didn't encourage him to sing. But by listening, he used to sing ragams and swarams very well, but he had no the knowledge of talam. So I tried to encourage him to come and sing. My students used to sing, in the Ganesha temple. So he came and sang 2-3 times. But he wanted to make a kacheri. To be very frank, I was very nervous because he didn't have that talam. So Madhu worked with him, and Deepa also felt that he should be doing it. So he did it. This is entirely on his own.
So you said that you do read, you do a pravachanam, and do you read anything else? Do you do any light reading or any other hobbies that that you do?
No, nowadays I'm not able to read that much. Newspaper, of course. Readers Digest, mainly they are subscribing for my sake only. I read Readers Digest, and then that's it.
So
Reading, I was a voracious reader, but not anymore.
So I'll tell you something, right? So spoken English for me. I mean, like my mom was an English teacher, so written English and my language was pretty good. But I never done spoken English till I came to the United States.
Okay.
So how did you get involved with spoken English? I mean, like you're so fluent. I'm not trying to be condescending here, but I'm just saying.
I know. I mean, these people have told me. I think it is because all my cousins, they used to speak. They all went to convent, so they used to speak very good English when I was growing up, and so I wanted to speak in English on par with them. So I used to listen to people who are talking in English, and then talk those things in my mind. And I was reading a lot of books. I used to see a lot of English movies. He used to take me to a lot of English movies. And all his nieces and nephews, as I told you, I was living with my in-laws. My nieces, nephews, they were all living with us. So they were going to college, they were going to school, so they used to speak at home. So the entire environment probably also helped me. So I picked up very fast, actually.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. I think you're you're both extremely inspirational couple. I've just had.
Actually, since you say that some of the scientific words and the spellings for those scientific words, I may not be able to write. But I can understand. I can understand everything, but I won't be able to write them, correct spelling and all that. Very difficult scientific words and all that. But I can speak better than I can write, I think.
Right. Well, Microsoft Word cannot do very good scientific words either, so you're okay. So, do you ever watch? Did you ever get to watching movies at all, or you like?
Yeah, I do. I do watch with Madhu. I do watch movies, and I do watch some of the shows like Bold and Beautiful. So
that is soap opera, right?
I do watch that, and I watch, as I told you, some of the shows like Ramayana, Mahabharatam, all those things. You get it in YouTube, no? So I watch them. So
do you have any at large suggestions to people, or like any advice to the younger generation? a lot of us aspire, and we are raising children. You know, I mean, it's a trial and error method. We don't know. We haven't
Exactly.
gotten it
It's a
right
trial
yet.
and each parent has to deal with their own children. Only thing is, you should motivate them and be with them. That is most important. You have to be there for them. You have to see them grow in the right way.
Correct.
Give them the correct company and give them they may not like the stories that we speak about Rama and Krishna. They may ask a lot of questions about that, but still instill some of our culture into them when they grow up. They may not follow that when they are in their middle age, but when they grow old, they will come back.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. At this particular time, I would like to open the stage for the audience, actually open the questions for the audience. If the audience would like to ask,
Hello.
that would be very nice.
That's okay, David. Okay, so what do you guys want for dinner?
I have a question.
Sorry.
Uh,
One second. I think
first,
Oh,
there is
why not?
I think they want to play guitar.
Attack?
They can't.
Sita Mami, Sita Mami, can you mute your
Yes,
microphone?
yes, yes.
இல்ல, அங்க சத்தம் குழந்தை
After
பேசுறது
we know
கேட்கறது
what,
எனக்கு
இங்கதானே
what their dinner is.
எங்க மியூட் பண்ணணும் இல்லையே.
இல்ல, என்ன டின்னர்னு சொல்லிடுங்க.
Kumudanti, you have a question?
yes.
Froze.
First, I want to comment that you are very fortunate to be with your granddaughter
definitely.
and see her grow, because that's what me and Shamila are. We are in the same country, but we are not close to them. So I really miss that part, that not being a part of their life,
Right.
like you are.
Yes, I know. God has been kind to me.
Yes. Question is that in
Anil?
India you were working.
Just
and
one second.
some
Anil, can you?
What was it?
Pardon?
What kind of
I didn't get your question.
Okay, your question, you said you were working in India.
Yeah.
And some kind of business. So what kind of work did you do? And
In business or otherwise? I was in accounts in Desh Publications, which was branch office of Anand Bazar Patrika. I don't know whether you have heard of it. It's a famous, like Hindu, it was a daily English Bengali paper from Calcutta. They had a branch office in Chennai. I was working there for some time. And then I did a computer course and I started working for Addison Paints till Madhu got married. That actually working for outside companies started much later, when Madhu was probably in her 9th grade, 10th grade, like that. So till then I was able to be with her and I was only taking care of my husband's business.
good. Thank you.
Questions from the audience?
Sita Mami knows everything about me, so I don't think she will have any question.
I think for the benefit of others, you should ask questions.
I think she has muted her
Yeah.
this thing. Yeah.
Somebody else, while they are not muted, can ask a question. If you raise your hand, I think we can unmute you, whoever it is.
I want to know from where Malathi got her piousness from. No, we come from obviously a very orthodox family, and my father used to do puja and all that is fine. But all of us have a mixture of scientific thinking and belief in God. But Malathi and my younger sister, one sister by name Kamakshi, they seem to be soulmates in talking about Periyava, Mahaperiyava and all the gods all the time. We have a family group called Ramaswamy group. 80% of the message is about Mahaperiyava and some temple somewhere,
Yeah.
which is not
Yeah,
characteristic of our family, which is not characteristic of the rest of the members of the family. Where did she get that from?
Actually, I had met Paramacharya a few times, and during Madhu's wedding also I had gone there and all that. With Neela Chitti being so much into Jayendra Saraswati, I used to go with her to place. And as I was listening to stories, I mean Ramayana, Mahabharatam, I also listened a lot about Paramacharya by different people of their experiences. So that is how I think for Rama, if you remember, from my very early years, because I never used to sleep well, even when I was a child in Malathi. So I used to sleep with Pati. And I'll tell Pati, I'm not able to sleep. She'll say, Sitaram, Sitaram, say Sitaram. So 10 times maybe I'll say. Then Pati, I said it, but I'm not sleeping. And no, say some more time. So I'll say that. Then third time also she'll say. So I'll keep on saying Sitaram, 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 and go to sleep finally. So Pati is the one who initiated me into Ramanamam. And Appa was a great devotee of Rama. So I'd always been. I was always been.
Sita was
and
also.
Appa told me, as I think I have written it recently in WhatsApp also, that any problem that you have, just hold on to Rama's legs so that he cannot get away from you and he will protect you. And in my life, if you ask Manu, he will tell you. Every time, Sita Mami also knows, every time that I have something, he is there for me.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
And also nowadays I listen to a lot of pravachanams, mainly because first thing I mean, this may sound unreal, but this is how I feel. Most of us do not want to be born again. So I don't want to be born, but I don't think I've done enough punyam not to be born. So I also want to die when I'm sleeping. So I feel that my last thought should be about God. So every night while I go to bed, I listen to Ramayana, Mahabharatam, and then go off to sleep. So that the last thought in my mind is about God. So if I pop off during my sleep, that would do me good.
So Pati told you to do Sita Rama, now also you are doing Rama. From childhood to old age, Rama, Rama, Rama.
Yes. Rama is my, one time when my birthday, Manu got me Rama set. Then he came, he was already married at the time. So he came home and then, Akka, I've got you something. Whom do you like the most in your entire life? I said, Rama. That's what I got you. I have it still in my puja.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah. Everybody here in Dallas, at least all the close friends, everyone knows. Sita Mami, for Ramanavami, she used to call me and wish me. Nigga Ramanavami, உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ராமராஜா ராமனுடைய பிறந்த நாள், she used to wish me. Do you remember? She, yeah. He's everything.
Yeah, we grew up with having a Ram Stotra in the evening and Hanuman Stotra. Those both, we grew up with that.
Wow.
And it still helps, and even now in the evening, I will do that. Ram Stotra and my Hanuman Stotra.
Yeah. Lot of people
it gives peace of mind. It helps to calm down during the busy day life.
Yeah. But still sometimes I do get angry, I do get upset. And I'm just thinking to myself, what's the purpose of listening to so many times Ramayana and Mahabharata? I'm not able to control my emotions, but you have to keep on trying.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
So it has been, I mean, anybody has any more questions before we conclude? So if any questions from the audience? If we don't have any questions, I really would like to thank Mami for being auntie, because I've been calling auntie. I don't want to.
I should thank you because I was able to know some people, new people,
Did you
and talk to them. And
did you give any performances?
Pardon?
Did you give any performances?
Did you give any performances?
Yeah, I was part of a group called Gananjali. Last performance that I gave was in People's Colony when I was pregnant with Madhu, about 6 months, 7 months pregnant. That was the last program that I gave.
Okay, so that must have been.
Yeah, generally, I like to be at the backstage, not to be in the limelight. But this happens to be the program. When they asked, I had to talk about me. Please forgive me. I'm not boasting about myself. I do not want to boast
Just
about
wanted to know
any of my this
how,
thing. I'm just.
how come your daughter and the granddaughter got into dance and made so many.
Both of them had the passion even from birth. Actually, Madhu, there was a great dancer. Balasaswati is her name. So I used to take her to all the dance programs, music programs, all the cultural programs wherever I attended. As I told you, everywhere I used to take her. So at the time I told her, she was not giving many performances. She was not teaching also. But I told her, so she's a great dancer, but she doesn't teach, but she's a great dancer. She was just 3.5 or 4 years old at the time. She didn't start learning at the time. So after the program was over, I could not find my daughter. I was searching for her. And then she went and called that Balasaswati, caught hold of her and told her, I believe you are a great dancer. I want to be a dancer too. Will you please teach me dance? So she was wondering who this child is. So I was searching for her. Then I went there. As I told you, I had attended so many performances. So I am known to lot of people as a art lover. Okay, oh, she's your daughter, Malathi. That's why she came and asked me whether I can teach her dance. I told her I'm too old to teach her, but she can learn from somebody else. And Shilpa, because of her mother, she started dancing even when she was 2 years old. So it runs in their blood.
Incidentally, Balasaraswati's daughter has danced in Oklahoma City. Her name is Lakshmi.
Lakshmi. I know. I have attended her program.
Lakshman also came to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I have attended Lakshmi's program. I have attended Lakshmi's son's program.
Aniruddha Night.
He is a dancer.
Aniruddha Night, yeah.
Yeah, I had attended his program. I know Lakshmi. I have met her because she's Balasaswati. As I told you, that age group, I knew all the dancers, musicians, violinists, mridangis, anybody. Because we were stuck. See, we'll be sitting in the front row for any program. So I know everybody, but the later generation from even Sudha Raghunathan downwards, I don't know. Anyone, personally.
That's so nice. Yeah, I think somebody else has a question.
I have a quick thing to say. So, I mean, you were talking about Rama and all, right? So in Netflix now, they have a Ramayana series. It's really nice. I mean, if you are interested, you may watch that. Because growing up...
Is it a new series or is it already been,
It's a new series, not the one... No, not the Ramanan sagas. I was back home. I used to love it. But this is also new actors, really good. So,
Is it in Tamil or English
It's in
or
Hindi. It's in Hindi.
Hindi.
But it has the titles, subtitle,
Okay.
English subtitle. But it's really good. I mean, the acting and modernized a little bit, but really good series.
so what is the? It's called Ramayanam, is it?
Ramayana on Netflix.
Ramayan. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Ramayana.
my daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really good advice. Instill the values of Rama and other characters in Ramayana for the kids. I can connect with that. In the young age, you watch that, you learn some things, but in the middle age, you kind of drift away. But again,
Right.
later age, you come back. So
Come back.
I could connect with that. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
really, yeah, really wonderful, nice listening to you, Malathi ji. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
I would like to, at this particular point, I would like to really thank Malathi Aunty for doing such a fabulous job and consenting, first of all, to be with us here and doing such a fabulous job. On behalf of India Association of Oklahoma, Angela, Jay, Anil Pillai, Sridhar, I would really like to extend a special thanks based on India Association and all the people who have come here and been with us for this last hour and a half. I would like to thank all of you. It has been wonderful. Thank you so much. The two-part series.
Thank you so much for all the newcomers and
Thank you.
encouraging me, and really grateful to you all.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Really
would like
enjoyed
to
it.
thank
Thank you.
India Association of Oklahoma for bringing on my sister and my son-in-law to this audience. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
ಅದು ಇದು ಪಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ it says no battery. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೊಂದಿರ್ತು.